Hi everyone, just wanted to do a quick review on this new watch I got. It's the Hamilton Khaki Field Day Date Automatic Men's Watch. I bought this off the gray market. I usually don't really care about the warranty, and I've been lucky so far, so I keep going. I just want to do a review because while I'm happy with this watch, there's a few things that I'm not happy about, and I'm a kind of person that likes to just go on YouTube and look at watch reviews all day long. And I didn't see one that kind of talked about some of the negatives of this watch, so I just wanted to go over them real quick. So the reason I picked up this watch was I saw an article about the new Jack Ryan Amazon Prime series that was coming out, and he was wearing this watch, and I saw it. I hadn't heard of it before, but I really liked it, so decided to pick it up. One thing that I really like about it is just the design. It looks really cool. It's an automatic chronograph, of course, so I think it looks pretty good. The things that I don't like after receiving it is right now it's pretty good lighting, so it's pretty easy to read the time. But in kind of like average lighting indoors, it's difficult but possible. I have another watch that's completely blacked out, and it's really hard to read. This one's a little bit easier than that. The other thing that I don't like about it, and I'll switch to a Loom shot here, is the Loom is really bad, like really bad. I'll compare it to another watch that I have that actually has decent Loom, and this one just everything like it like within 5 or 10 minutes you can't see it anymore after turning the lights off. So if you wanted to, drive your car, look at your watch or something at night, it's not ideal for that. It's not a huge deal for me because I don't usually want to check the time at night, but it is like, this is like $1,000 watch, at least on the gray market. So if I'm buying something that expensive, I kind of expect the Loom to be better. I'm guessing maybe because it's got the gray hands that the Loom is different than the usual Loom. So, so other than those two things, it's a pretty good watch. One thing to note is I find that I really like the red tip on the chronometer hand, but the thing I don't like about it, and it's a minor thing, is it's really hard to see the whole hand besides the red tip when it's in normal lighting. And I can switch to a shot of just kind of what the watch looks like in normal lighting as well. I really like the band of this watch. I think it looks really cool, very military-like, although they probably will never wear this in the military just because it's really hard to read. It doesn't seem practical, but it is really fun, really cool. It's got a screw-down crown, which I'm not crazy fond of because I'm not going to go diving anytime soon, so I'd prefer honestly just a more accessible crown. And the chronometer buttons are not screwed down, so you can just push them like you just saw. And let me just switch to a wrist shot. This is what it looks like on my wrists. I have 7-inch wrists. I'd say it's a little thick, on the thicker side. They don't have the exact measurements online. I think it's around 15 millimeters. But I would say it doesn't look odd. There's some tag Hoyers that just look horrible on my hands, on my wrists, but this one I think looks pretty good. It's a 42 millimeter, of course, and so it's not too big on my wrists. One other thing I did want to mention was the clasp. So you notice there's these 2 sets of holes on each side. That's because on this end there is an H for Hamilton, and they go in. I was a little bit worried that this would be kind of difficult to use, but I find it no more difficult than a regular watch to put on. One thing that I thought was kind of weird is they have the bottom of the strap leather. It's a 20 millimeter leather band here, but like I presumably they put leather instead of this rough material, so it's easier on the wrist. But if you notice, there's a few parts here, and also on this loop here that are still the kind of rough pattern that they have on the other side. And so when I put this on, and if it slides up and down my wrist, I do feel that. I'm surprised that they didn't like have one side of this loop be this nice smooth leather rather than this rough material. But I wouldn't say that's a minor complaint. One other thing is I wanted to compare it to a watch that I already had. This is a Citizen EcoDrive. It's called I'll need to link it in the description, but it's a Citizen EcoDrive titanium with a sapphire glass. I've had this watch for a number of years. I wore it for a while as a daily wear, so it's kind of got some wear on the band. But it's also got a black PVD coating, just like the Hamilton. I think this one's obviously a lot. If I hold them, if I get a shot of them next to each other, it's a lot easier to read. The Citizen, obviously, because it's got the brighter white and maybe even thicker hands. The Loom is maybe a little bit better, but on the Citizen, I mean, the main thing though is the Citizen is a lot cheaper watch. It's a $393 watch versus the Hamilton, which is over $1,000. Of course, it's not automatic. It's quartz solar, so it's a little bit different there. And the pushers I don't like as much. They kind of feel like cheap buttons rather than like a comfortable click. But I mean, overall, I'd say these watches look fairly similar. I think they're both 42mm watches. One's just got that titanium strap, black titanium strap, and one has the cloth strap. So I mean, if you're thinking about, if you just like the style of the watch and not necessarily the brand or the mechanism that drives it, then perhaps the Citizen would be a better choice for you because it's a lot cheaper, similar style. I personally like the Hamilton style slightly better, and I also just like the fact that it's an automatic versus a quartz. But I just wanted to put that out there for anybody who's kind of like considering other watches, that there definitely are a lot cheaper options if you just like the style. I think that's all the things I wanted to cover. Thanks for watching.